I guess I jumped to here already. So you extract it, and you should be able to find it in the folder you built up for it. And then you're gonna have one folder, two folder, which one? This is a network. You will find a lot of files have the same name but different ends. So that's because TransCAD is built up based on GIS. I won't explain what are they and how these things work, but one thing you need to keep in mind is this work together. So whatever you made change in your map later on is automatically updated here. So that's TAZ. Every time if you want to save your work separately, you need to move the whole folder, which means this folder, the whole folder. So if here, go back to TransCAD. Go back to TransCAD. And now you go to File, you go Open. You find the file you just did, and you should choose the DBD file here to build a map from scratch. The reason we have MB is Miasma Beach 2010 is because we need to start to change the network to 2020 this year. And then in the future year, that will be 2040. So your future alternative map should be different. And this map current for right now is map 2010. Make a backup, click OK, and make the backup wherever you work on. Usually you just won't. You won't actually use your backup.
Excuse me?
Yep.
I have a question. When I try to open the file, it asks me if I want to choose one of the following options: make a backup, archive, and then update this database, or do I update the database now without a backup archive?
Yeah, you can do that.
So which one is it? Do I make a
backup?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
make
you.
a backup. I mean, most of the time you just won't use it actually, because when you work on things, and if you choose a backup and you're lost before you save, your backup still not saving anything. Okay, so whatever I'm talking about, you can actually find it in the email I sent you yesterday. Here, sorry. So the email I sent you guys, and I have those stuff to download. And for this task 1 S20, you should be able to see very, very detailed on how to use TransCAD here, step by step, very clear. To this part, modify network, if you read the video first, watch the video first, and then do them very meticulously step by step, you should be able to find this map at the very end. Ignore the yellow link here. That's Professor add to make it like more realistic, but the yellow link, the light yellow link, we don't really need it for this project. Okay, so we go back here and we can look at what the file says. Okay. What we did was opened Miasma Beach. Oh, this should be 2010 right now because we didn't change it yet. Professor did that. Okay. And then we keep going. We go File, we go Open, and we go to TAZ layer. We make sure we open the DBD file, which is this one. We click Open. and you have two windows open right now. And then you need to combine those. So network and TAZ in this class, they always work together. I will explain later, or actually the professor's lecture should explain that. You click combine and you automatically see these two layers already here. You click OK. And they create another map for you. See that map 1, map 2, map 3. So you don't need the other separate opened one anymore. Close them, close it on time. Make your screen clear every time. Remember that. It's going to be a mess later on. So you have this map for your start already. And then what you go is save it as Miasma Beach 2020. That's actually Miasma Beach 2020. That's not. Before was the wrong network right now. This is 2010 now. So make sure you save it. Oh, sorry, my mistake. Make sure you save it in the folder you created. So this is task 1. You save it here. You click save. And when you close TransCAD, make sure you go back here. And you need to go to initial layers and copy this to folder. Put it into task 1, which only have a map now. And later on, you copy the whole folder to task 2, task 3, task 4, task 5, and 6. You don't have to do it because if you opened your map and didn't save it correctly, your work still well lost, or everything, every map, every database you have here will automatically change. So it doesn't really matter for task 1 through 5, but it matters for task 6. So when we were there, when we're gonna be when you guys start to work on task 6, I will speak of this again. I'll talk about it again. So let's see what's happening in this task. So we are here. So we combine the layer and we have our first map now. Okay, so we're here. So now what we need to do for this week and next week, I hope you guys can finish it in this week, but that's quite a lot of work to do, is network updates. If you go to professor's, website, I should change the screen. Let's see if he, okay, so he didn't update it. There is a trick. If you want, you can look at earlier, but he closed the link, but you can actually change it by yourself by year 18. Somehow 19 he closed as well. So there's a prior study. This prior study will tell us the story like long time ago. So this is Miasma Beach looks like, and that's the study area we picked. And see, this is one link in, and there's one link out. So that's the external location for Miasma Beach. That's the corridor. One link, two link, one node, two node. So there's a two spot to get in and get out of Miasma Beach. And this is the topographic map for Miasma Beach. And we can see there is one natural area that is important for whatever you have in your alternative later, especially when you calculate the cost. So that means if you put a link across this place, it's tricky. If you actually did it, the cost calculation will be different, so that you know it. And then there is the initial map for 2000. We kind of making the change from here to the future. But actually the network provide for us is not exactly the same. You can see let's see my TransCAD here. So if you open the professor's website, like what I did there, you can see the difference. Here is already a link, which is not right for even this project. So there's a lot of modification you need to do. So let's go back there. Miasma Beach project. You will see this table, little table, which is the same as the, I need to keep changing here, which is the same as this file I gave you at the very beginning here. You can see this table. So we called it speed capacity table, but which is actually have more information. This is a link type. This is a lens number. So together, capacity per lane is not going to be the total capacity for a certain link. The lane number time capacity should be the total capacity for a link. We'll use it later on. So what is this? Your definition of the link type is very important for your project. When I say you change some link to primary, it's not actually happen, to collector straight, let's say that. That means you need to change your speed, your lane number, your capacity all together. So when you see professors says Street 1 is a collector street from Mountain Avenue to Coastal Highway. And the Street 4, a major arterial from Miasma to Coast. What you need to find here is find those street and check on the information. I'll show you how to do it. And then step by step to make sure your map and this final map are you guys seeing it? Okay. With this final map, link by link, 100% match each other. Okay. So now we focus on TransCAD. The first thing you need to do is, the first thing you need to do is active the node layer. So you can see when I push this button, you can see some very light gray dot displayed on the map now, right? That's because this layer is now active. So to make it clear, click.
Would you mind if we record this part that you're showing us on TransCAD?
No, I don't mind. Do you have that option?
It says I need permission.
Okay, let me see. I think it's in my setup, like on my home page. I don't think I can change it now. Do anybody know if I can change it? No? Okay, I'll send you the recording. I have like I'm gonna record every lab. So
Okay, all right.
I'll send you guys, okay. Well, like I said, I have another instruction. If you can stay up, you can look at it again, but now I can't show you again because I need to restart everything. We already used like half an hour. I can show you in person later. Is that okay, Kevin? Okay. Okay, let's keep going. Here. So you want to make a node larger. Collect that. So you collect this little figure here. You can change a highway. You can change a street. And if you click here, you can change the TAZ layer. So same way, you change node, you make it color black, you make it larger. Make sure you use dot. I mean, you can use others, doesn't matter, but I would always say dot for node is better. Here, very big. Okay. Okay, it's clear. So now we can also label it. This is this little button here. You can go to ID, apply. So now you can label also street. We want street name because professors Phil is talking about the street name every time. Boop. Apply. Make it clear. Okay, that's how you do it. Any question? Okay. Okay, so now we can go back to see what the professor wants here. Wait. Okay, wait. Let's go back. So feel free to use the link. This is actually very useful. So if you watch the video, he will show you again and again as much as you want about how to change link node. We're not gonna let you see that now. You can see that anytime you want. So right now I'm gonna show you how to modify those links. So go to the right layer because we're modify network, not TAZ layer, not node. So right now you go to the working layer, highway and street. And then you go to tools, editing, edit a layer. What is that? I don't know. Layer editing toolbar. This is pickup link. This is add link. Yep.
We can't see what you're doing. All we see is the PDF file.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, so now this button is to modify link, but it's not very accurate. This is the one you pick up link. So this is add link. This is delayed line, join links, split links, and those about the information. I'll show you how to use each one. So first of all, we all know this link wasn't exist at the final map, right? So we pick up this link. We want to delete it. Select it first. Click on the link when it's turned red. Click this green button. Sorry. Okay, so let's do it again. Pick up this link. Let's do it again. So pick up this link. What we want to do is delete the link. It's turned red. Click the green button. It's disappeared. See that? That's one. So we can also see, hey, is my screen sharing paused? Okay, let's see this. So let's see 16, Centroid 1 is located where we were, and Centroid 2 is an update. So we can see final map says Centroid 2 is here. And in your TransCAD right now, Your centroid 2 is here. So you want to move centroid 2 to this spot, and right now it's centroid 8. So move centroid is very, very different in this lab work, in TransCAD or wherever you're going to work for future if it's related to centroid moving. So because centroid was given by TransCAD, it's already modified and it's already given by node. The node number will change automatically out of your control if you delete a node and add a node. However, for centroid, we need it stay with the centroid number. So we don't want to make centroid like if I connect those two and move something, the two, you will lose this number 2. So what we need to do is we need to move this centroid from there to here. And then we connect them by this add link from here to here. And you will still have this link right here, but right now you can push enter. See, if you do that, you push enter, otherwise, and your node will drop somewhere else. So now we use cancel edit. It's the whole thing you made here are all canceled together. So let's do it again. Move it to this spot. And you can click green if you want to save. But right now we don't need to do that. We can add a link from 2 to 8 and don't move. And then click enter. Now you will see what you want. So now you push green. It will be like this. So now we don't need 2 and 205 connect. But right now we do the same thing to delete the link. We pick it, choose delete link, click it, and click green. So now you have 2, 8. You have centroid 2 move down here. And you can see 2 is connected with the whole network with this orange link. What is orange link? You should go back to here. You should go back to the file at the very beginning I just showed you. Okay, here. What is orange? Central connector. Did anybody remember what Professor talked about central connector? He mentioned it very briefly. So central connector is not real. You still, oh. So central connector is not real. Central connector is an imaged link. You can see. Well, like I said, please just start to talk. So sometimes I can't see the chat like on time. So if you have questions, just start to talk. If you delay the link wrongly, sometimes it's let you recover. Sometimes it's not. So you go to edit, and if it allows you to undo, you can do it. So sometimes it just doesn't work. I don't know why. So if you click undo, it's gonna ask you, do you really want to do it? You click yes. So that's how you do it. Okay. And you can also redo like this. Okay. Oh, where was I? Here. Central connector. It's not a real link. The capacity and the LAN number together is 9,000 capacity. So you know why it's not real, right? So why we need it is because when we have a network and we have a TAZ number, the system will not know automatically which node represents which TAZ number. You need to make them match. You need to connect the TAZ layer and the network layer, which also means you need to load your TAZ's travel demand to the network, and you need a connection between them. So that's why centroid link exists. So they connect the TAZ which is this 2, to the whole network. Is that clear? So let's finish our work here. So we see 2, 8, 110. And here in this network, in this network, 8 is here, 2 is here. So what you do is you move 8 there, and you put 8 connect with 205. You click enter, and you save it. So now 2 is here, 8 is there. Well, actually, you can do 8 first. That would be smarter than what I did. And then you can connect 2 with 110. And you just delete all the link you don't want. And you can also make it shorter, make this longer, just as your desire. So let's go back to that map again. So you see 8 is stick out, 7 is stick out, 2 is inside. Remember what we see in the prior study? So in the prior study, website, where's my website? In the prior study, here. Are you guys seeing the prior study now? I assume you are. Okay. Prior study, you can see this one, this one. This is the outdoor. This is the outdoor. So this link and this link, they are external location. They are different from all the location inside the study area. They are outside. So they connect the trip outside from from outside of Miasma Beach to get in Miasma Beach, and from Miasma Beach to go out of the study area. And this also include the trip from outside to go to outside. So you will have 3 parts for external trip. That's all linked by this external location. You will see later in this project. Okay, so now let's go back to this PDF, which has a final link. So I've showed you how to use those tools. You should be able to do it step by step to make your map looks exactly like the final map. Link modifying. Okay, I'll show you how to change the link attributes. So let's stop the editing here, and we need to go back to
Can you minimize the PDF again, please?
Beg your pardon? Oh, sorry. So you're in the TransCAD. Okay, so what I did was I just closed the layer editing. I closed it. That's all I did. Any question?
How did you add the street names and the numbers for the nodes and stuff?
Look at this. Oops. And you can change whatever information you want. You can even add multiple fields. But be careful when you add multiple fields, because they're not going to automatically give you legend. So for example, if you add length and speed together, what will they do is let you choose color 1 and 2, which you don't really know which one is which. And then when you apply it, you will see one is gray, one is pink. So the problem is when you do it, sometimes those numbers are very different, like length number and speed, you know, like if it's scale on 30, 20, it must be speed, and one is 1 to 9, it must be a lane number. But it's not usually the case. Sometimes number and number are really close. Sometimes you need to compare with the old speed and the new speed. Sometimes it's confusing. So I don't really recommend that you guys use this. But if you use this and label it correctly, that's very useful. That's up to you how to use your map, how to treat your map. Okay. So we remove that. And we put user ID decor. You can see it, right? Okay, so how to look at those information is very easy. You can go to data view. Here, this is the little button for data view. Where there is a data view here. I recommend use this. And you always be very clear like which layer you're on. If you're on TAZ layer, you open this, it's give you all the TAZ information you couldn't see on the map, but you can see it in your data view. And somehow this TAZ never be in order. I don't know why it starts from 1 and then go to 4. So every time when you try to modify this, remember, make this in order. It's very, very important. Because if you didn't do that and you do something in Excel, we're going to have some task 3 working on Excel, not TransCAD. And when you copy things back, it's always wrong. A lot of points take from that, believe me. No. And then go to straight. You see the data view. See, because we just modified the link, so you will see this blank. You'll see this blank. You can change the number here very easily. However, I will recommend you change the number in some other way. So what I showed you was how to use this toolbar, editing, go to layer editor, this button, how to use that. And here I'm going to show you how to use this button, LAN attributes. What I just showed you is LAN attributes. Those are attributes. If we talk about network attributes, I mean capacity, I mean type, I mean the distance, I mean speed, I mean all of them together, they are all attributes. So you have several attributes. You have directions here. TransCAD work this way. You see AB is from node A to node B. If you see BA, it's from node B to node A. So for example, if I show speed, up and down, it's going to show 2 numbers. Which one is A to B? Which one is B to A? Anybody have an idea? No? So in transportation, A to B is always here, below, or on right. It's always A to B. And in TransCAD, if you see here, AB and BA is always automatically signed for TransCAD. We will explain that later when we have flow. But right now, when you change AB speed, you also need to change BA speed together. My recommendation is you change all this together and you copy 3 and you paste it here. So you change one side and then copy it to another side so you won't make a mistake. So right now it's kind of blind. You don't know which link is matched with which link on the map. So there's a couple of ways to do it. So one way is we can label, again, we can label the link ID. That's one way to do it. So if you label link ID and you open this view here, you can see link ID and which link you're working on. So if you're working on 24, you go find 24. That's the link you're working on, but that's not the best way. It's the way to look at it. Another way to do it is use this button, Edit Link Attribute. You click this button, this will give you a small window. It's telling you this link is 25 and link type and all the attributes are here. You can just modify it here. If you want to change it to 15, it will change to 15. And there was no button, there's still button to save it or cancel edit. Remember to save it every time or it won't happen. Cool, any question here? So that means if professor's task says the professor's task says change something to something, says update, that means you need to change maybe not only the link, maybe you need to change those network attributes. Cool. And that's part for link. Any question here? Any question here for now? No. Okay, so you can also see the color here. In the fill, you can see the color. I'm not going to show it now. Keep switching is a lot of trouble. So you can see the Miasma Boulevard are all kind of dark green. It says also on upper right legend says it's a major tutorial. So when you want to change the color, there's a couple of ways to do it. One way to do it, please open. Yeah, I know you're in my TransCAD. I'm saying you can use your computer to do this, to just look at this final network, which is not a secret. So if you can open my tips, I'm gonna show you the tips, which I have here. Oh, I need to go back. Are you seeing this? Are you seeing this? Okay. Okay. So here is my tips. It's what I sent you yesterday as well. If you go to the third part, it's use the selection style editing tool, and you can modify the color and the style of your link in your TransCAD. Just follow just follow the instruction here, which is very easy. Here, let's go back to TransCAD. So there is a little plus mark here. If you go to that, you can see sets. And this is a selection automatically assigned for your project right now. But you can always go to selection. You can go to setting, because you're on highway street layer active now. So it's going to open this set for you. If you change your selection, if you change your active layer to TAZ, you go to selection, it's going to give you TAZ. Same way. So you go to selection, you go to setting, and you can add set. You can say this selection is major. You type major here and it's changed to major. And you can select this to be dark green. Doesn't matter. Okay. You can also change the style to other things. I'm not recommended it. Please keep the same as whatever we have there. And you can change the width to 2. So right now it says record has 0 because you have nothing you put in the selection. There's a couple of ways to work with selection. It's also in the tip. For right now, I can show you how to use it. So your selection toolbar is already opened. Mine is already open. I'm not sure yours. If it's not open, select the toolbar and you will find this thing. You'll find this somewhere appear on your screen. So here you can choose which selection you're working on. And here's all kinds of tools. Select by rectangle, select by circle, that's by shape, and select just by itself, like what I'm collecting on by point is, if you point this, it's going to be major. That means you put your selection here. You can see the selection setup here. That means you put this link into a certain selection. It will not change your attributes. It will not change your network. That's one way to do the coloring mask in TransCAD. So we drop it, clear selection. You lost everything. I'm not sure if you can just go back. See, you can go back to undo geographic editing. Let's try. No, so you can't go back to selection. If you lost your selection, you have to redo it. Okay, so that's one way to do it. Another way to do it is use this color theme. So remember what you have now is a bunch of wrong link type and the wrong network attribute. We're just having an example here. So see that there's a group of central connection, central connector, and the primary, secondary, which are not in the final map. But here we use it as an example. So here, click this button. You can decide which field you want to use your colors in. For that is link type. And this will automatically give you those, which you can change. Like color combination or whatever you want to do, and you can go to style to edit it. See, the number here is the number of certain type of link you have in your TransCAD right now. You can change it to orange. Make it 2. Apply. Okay. And you can change it to ugly color or beautiful color, whatever you want. Try to keep them all have the same width, or your network will be really ugly. Secondary purple. So you see those arrowheads. You don't need to change anything here, but if you change it, it's going to give you the flow direction, which we don't have flow right now, so we don't use that. You apply. Now your network changed. So if you want to use the color theme, what you can do is you modified all of your network, make sure everything are right, and change the link type. And then you can use this button to make it change on link type and go to style, modify it again. Easy. That's another way to do it. And keep it in mind, the two-way, use selection and use this zim map, this color zim map. The color coding here are conflict. So if you pick one way to do it, you stick with one way. If you have selection and you also have color theme, the color theme will actually just automatically create another set. Like we can have it here. Okay, so see, let's have another set, and that's your color coding of this theme. And for this theme, if you have it, you have it. You don't have a little button here, the green button here says, hey, I'm active. If you want to close the active button, the active selection, you can just do this, keep changing the status. If you change it, it will change to invisible, and then inactive and then active. So if you decide you want to use selection, you keep with selection. If you want to use this, you use this, because if you put them together like this, it's confused. It's like this link is in this group says I'm a major, and also in the other one it says like this light color is a secondary group, and one will mask another. So keep up with one, don't use both. You will find how to use selection, like I said, in the tip I sent you. That's the third part of the tip. So anything unclear? Any question for now? No? Okay. So what I want you to do is download everything I give you every time, the first time, and keep it in your wherever you have for the class folder in your computer. And make sure you read through every line, especially for tips. So for tip 1 and 2, there's some very, very useful information if you read through it. I marked everything very clear here about this is a start from how to enable node layer, and then there's something you need to modify. You just need to follow this instruction and change those two nodes, put them together, make one of the node disappear, because if two nodes exist like this, like the original what we have right now, this zone, this connector is not connected to the whole network. You will have problem later on. But if you have problem later on, you need to go back to task 1 to fix it. Well, you already lost a point, that's the first, and you will have a messed up network result. Like this